Well, hello, kindergarten and first grade, and welcome back to this awesome week. I cannot believe how much fun we had last week with our Red Ribbon Week and the week prior to our anti-bullying week. So keep up the great work, guys. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And so we are really moving along on this pyramid of success. And so this week's theme is determination, which is the ability to try again even if we do not succeed at our goal or our task. You guys may have heard about something called a growth mindset, and that is where we have those thoughts in our head of, I think I can, or having the power of yet. I don't know how to do this yet, but I would love to try. So that is what we're going to talk about. So today I found two stories for us. One is like to a second side of a nursery rhyme, like Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. All the king's men and all the king's people try to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So it'll be like the part two to that nursery rhyme, and then we're gonna learn about our penguin friend who really wants to fly, but he can't. So we're gonna see what determination looks like in this kind of a sense. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. And I hope we are just doing spectacular today. I know that I am doing quite peachy today. So we're going to start off with flight school. Let's see if this loads. Awesome. Here it goes. So let's take a look at what our short story on flight school is.
Flight School by Lita Judge. I was hatched to fly, said Penguin. When do classes start? But you, dear, are a penguin, Teacher replied. Undeniable, said Penguin, but I have the soul of an eagle. Teacher and Flamingo weren't so sure, but they let Penguin stay. Flight practice started immediately. Like this, flip, flap, flap, and up, up, up. Penguin and the other birdies practiced for weeks. At last, all the birdies were cleared for their first flight. One by one, they took to the wind. And then it was Penguin's turn. Geronimo! Whoop. I'm sorry, Birdie, said Teacher. Penguins just aren't built to fly. How can this be true? Thought Penguin. In my heart, I live on the wind. But as he watched his classmates fly high above, he knew it was time to go home. Penguin was too broken-hearted to even wave goodbye. His teachers didn't know what to do. Then Flamingo had an idea. Wait! Let's try again. Flip, flap, flip, flap, flap. And up, up, up. Suddenly, Penguin was soaring above the sea and in the clouds. Penguin was right. He did have the soul of an eagle. He just needed a little help with the technical parts. But however he felt inside, he still had the body of a little round penguin. But Penguin didn't care. He had soared on the wind just as he had done in his dreams. He left flight school a happy little penguin. It wasn't long before he came back. My friend Ostrich has the soul of a swallow. Beep.
Alrighty, so that is Flight
Flight
School.
School by Lita.
And so, quick question. Do ostriches, can they fly? I don't think so. But this book about Penguin and Flamingo working together time after time to try to get him to fly, whether it be numerous attempts to fly and he lands in the sea, or he flaps so hard he just can't do it. But I'm so happy to see that Flamingo stepped up to being that good friend and said, "Let me help you." And Penguin allowed him to help him. And look, he learned how to fly. It wasn't real flying. He was flying with assistance, but he kept having that determination of, I'm going to keep trying no matter what. How many of you guys remember Thomas the Choo-Choo Train? He kept saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Just keep saying that. So when Penguin in the story couldn't get it, he says, I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly. I will fly. It was all positive thinking. So on to our second story for today. This is called After the Fall. It is how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. So remember, Humpty Dumpty sat on a great wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's men and all the king's horses try to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So we're going to kind of figure out what the part 2 on that story is all about. So let's take a listen real fast.
Welcome to Baby Story Time. Do you want to read this book with me? Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more. After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. A story by Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really miss the birds and being high above the city, but I can never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall, but the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time, until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learned how to fly.
Alrighty, and so that awesome story of Humpty Dumpty, the part 2, has such a great and powerful meaning. At first, Humpty allowed this fall, ruin him. He was like, I don't want to climb up anything no more. I'm scared of heights. I just don't want to do it. And so when Humpty Dumpty first had that mindset, that's what we call a fixed mindset. We're completely shut off of wanting to learn anything new or retry anything. And then Humpty Dumpty thought to himself, you know what? I spent a lot of time making that airplane. I need to keep trying because when I made that airplane, it took a little bit. It took not one try, not 2 tries, but many tries. And I may have gotten little paper cuts or got glue everywhere, but I'm going to go get that airplane. So Humpty climbed up the ladder and he got it. And so what we need to do with this determination, my kindergarten and first grade, I know this year we're going to be doing a lot of things new. Like some of us are going to be learning how to ride bicycles without the training wheels, or we're going to be learning how to tie your shoes, or we're going to be learning how to possibly brush our teeth by ourselves. We may not get it the first time, but if we continue to have that determination, we will be able to try again. It's perfectly fine to not get it your first try. We learn the most when we have to do it a couple of times because we learn from our mistakes. So think about that this week as we go throughout the week. If we don't get it the first time, that is okay. Say, I will try again, and I will give my 100% each time. So kindergarten and first grade, you have a great and marvelous week. I love you all very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.